Please read the disclaimer. XRP holders, the Fed is starting it this week. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. Hopefully you had a nice President's Day. The markets are back, the stock markets, and today we're going to see how XRP and the rest of the crypto market is going to react to the week kind of coming back. There's also some interesting news about the US debt that we're going to talk about, and a bear market indicator that could signal that we are very close to the bottom. Now, I have a question for you. Do you think that we are in a bear market? Now, technically, we are. Sentimentally, we are, but many people still feel that we are not in a bear market. What would constitute for you to say, oh, the crypto market is in a bear market? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, currently XRP is sitting at $1.47, down 1% on the day, right? If we take and we look at this whole movement that we've had here for XRP, and we look at what happened here, outside of a very short period, XRP has been between these two lines. You could say outside of this pop-up that we had at the beginning of the year, and then we had, right? Then we had the movement to the upside, right? So we could have it like this, right? And then it makes sense. We had this movement to the upside, a few days that we were outside, but for the most part, XRP has been in this trend. So you could say this is the trend, but I like to, the more sane is to say, hey, this is the trend, this is the downtrend. And yes, if we go to October 10th, since October 10th, XRP is down 50%. So for me, right, XRP, the crypto market as a whole, I think right now, right, is in a bearish market, right? So I answered the question that I asked before, in my opinion. Now, bearish market does not mean per se a bad thing, right? There's opportunities in bearish markets. We've learned this in the past, that when we have seen the lowest sentiment, that people already, they don't want to be in the crypto market anymore, that everybody that's invested in crypto starts getting, crooked eyes from people. Oh, you're invested in crypto? Ew, right? Things like that. And then 6 months later, a year later, those people are eating themselves that they were laughing at you and not doing what you were doing, okay? Now, again, this does not mean that the market can continue to drop from here, and we need to take that into consideration. Bitcoin could drop to 50,000 and XRP could drop to $1. We were very, very close just about a week ago, and things can happen, things can change, things can shift. But since this, big sell-off that we had about a week or so, where XRP dropped a sizable amount, about 30% in 8 days, and then we had that Friday with recovery, we've seen the crypto market basically consolidate. Sorry, that was Bitcoin that I was looking at. Basically, XRP dropped 40% in those 8 days. We've seen XRP have a consolidation here between 150-ish to 135 outside of this outlier day on Sunday, where XRP popped up all the way to 167. Some are saying that there is a Fibonacci level there. My graph is a little bit too noisy right now, but yes, there was a Fibonacci level depending on where you pulled the Fibonacci lines, right? The extension. But it's interesting that Friday, the 6th, we had a big pop, and then Friday and Saturday and Sunday, so the weekend, we had a nice movement here. So it seems that midweek, right, not a lot has been happening, right, for XRP. So we finished this holiday weekend in the US, and now it will be interesting to see where we go from here, because if we're looking at the stochastic RSI here for XRP, we are at the top. So there's a possibility that we could see a pullback here. But on the 4-hour chart, because of how XRP reacted on Sunday, right, we had that crossover, it rallied, shorts got squeezed, this kind of gap here got closed, And then we sold off with the rest of the crypto market, right? So the rest of the crypto market was selling off there too. But it's interesting because if you look here, Bitcoin was about to cross over when the sell-off started. So interesting. Were the short sellers afraid that Bitcoin would cross over here on the 1348 EMA, and then that would trigger a rally to the upside? Let's see Ethereum. See Ethereum, the same thing. So only Solana. So Solana had, but it seems that Ethereum and Bitcoin are driving the markets right now, and so that happened. And I think the short sellers freaked out. They pumped the brakes and they stopped Bitcoin and Ethereum from crossing over on the 4-hour chart. Very, very interesting there. That we're seeing this now, that it stopped right there when it started selling off, was the point where Bitcoin and Ethereum were about to cross over on the 1348 EMA on the 4-hour chart. Very, very interesting. The fear and greed index is in double digits, so but we're still very, very low. We're not single digits, but we're still very, very low. And it will, those are again more signs of bear markets. And again, bear markets have told us in the past that they have been opportunities. And of course, it's hindsight is 2020. It's always best to get out at the crescendo, at the tippity top, but it very rare is it that people actually get out at the top. Okay. Now, I just want to remind you that this video is for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Very, very important. If you are interested in trading the market, our partner BTCC will give you the opportunity to do so. And we have a special 30% deposit bonus right now. So if you're already trading, this is an opportunity for you to get a little bit more cheese, right? And we have here, so if you deposit $100,000, you get $30,000 in bonus. Link is in the description down below. Please trade responsibly. You go here, you scroll down, you go to my website, you click here. Yes, I want to go to this website here. You see my picture, and then you can go here to BTCC. We have also the other affiliates here. And if you do use my link, I will get a commission. So thank you for that. Again, please trade responsibly. The Fed plans to purchase $16 billion treasury bills this week. The Federal Reserve's New York trading desk will buy $8 billion in bills maturing in 1 month to 4 on Tuesday and Thursday, part of a routine effort to maintain ample bank reserves after ending balance sheet shrinkage last December. These operations total over $40 billion through March, keeping the Fed's balance sheet steady at $6.6 trillion as of February 11th. While some hailed it as fresh liquidity or even QE, officials clarify its narrow reserve management, distinct from past stimulus programs that targeted long-term securities. So this is going to make a lot of headlines. I'm probably going to put it in the title of the videos as well. But it's important to understand that it's not really QE. A lot of people are waiting for QE, quantitative easing, a huge amounts of money that are being pumped into the crypto market, into the markets, and then that potentially fueling the markets, adding liquidity. And in the past, when QE has happened, we've seen markets rally. So that is going to start happening this week. We'll see if the market reacts to that in any way. We also look here and we're seeing that the US national debt continues to grow. Now they're talking about the potential of 64 trillion by the year 2036, doubling in just 13 years. That will triple the debt reported in 2018 before the pandemic, all while annual interest costs on federal debt are expected to more than double to 2.1 trillion over the next 10 years. This also assumes the economy will not fall into recession over the entire period. 64 trillion in debt is now the base case. This is going to be an issue. I don't know what's going to happen here in about 10 or 13 years. We'll talk in 2036 again about this. No, but this is a big issue, and I don't know how they're going to correct it. And this is just another reminder that we need to, take care of our future. We can't say, oh, the government is going to take care of me. I'm going to have Social Security. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have that. What happens if the government defaults and suddenly they just say, hey, we don't have enough money for Social Security from the year 2040? Maybe they say that. It's happened in the past. Look at what's happening right now in Iran. The government doesn't have any money. They're cutting everything. Prices are skyrocketing. Inflation is going crazy. and they don't have a solution. Their solution is, by the way, is to lift the sanctions off of them. But if they don't do that, then their economy is in the toilet, and their people that worked all their life, their pension is basically worthless. So again, it's another reminder that we need to take care of ourselves and not put our faith in our governments, because we don't know what can potentially happen down the line. Things change, things shift, governments fall, money changes, inflation goes crazy, and things like that. So it's very, very important to remember. I just read, I forgot to send it to myself. Actually, I want to pause it a second because I want to share this with you. Now, I know this is a crypto video, but I feel that this is important that I share this with you. And it's not just, in the US, it's all around the world in specific places we're having this issue. US housing affordability is now worse than the 2008 financial crisis. In 2005, the median salary is 46,000, and the median house price was 184,000. Today, the median salary is 59,000 and median house prices are 450,000. Salary increase is 28%. House prices is 150. The gap has made ownership harder in most households. Now, again, this is not everywhere in the US, but let me know in the comment section where you live. Is housing prices gone bananas, and inflation is going up, but wages are not going up. And yes, many people are earning more, but the median, so this is not the average, it's the median, has gone up in a slower rate. And this is happening also where I live, where back 40, 50 years ago, you needed, X amount of salaries, and today it's 5X amount of salaries that you need in order to purchase a house or an apartment. And so this is creating a crisis here. And theoretically, or in the future, then if nothing happens in the US, so the US has had better cycles than we have had here, of price gaining and price reductions. That's going to be another problem, right? You're going to have huge debt, and you're going to have housing prices that are high, and you're going to have salaries that are low. This, again, one of the problems in Japan right now, again, is that their salaries haven't gone up, but cost of living has gone up, and their currency is weak. So a lot of tourists are coming in, and then tourists are pushing prices up. But so the regular people, the regular Joes that live in Tokyo, for example, can't afford a lot of things, and they can't afford restaurants, and they end up, eating. It's not bad, actually; it's very good, but convenience store food. And so potentially, this could trickle down to the U.S. Remember, people forget, but in the 80s, Japan was the strongest country. Like, it had the richest people in the world were from Japan, and it was the top of the top. And it's gone downhill since then. The U.S. now is very strong, but it could go downhill. We don't know what can happen. I don't want to freak out. I'm an American too, right? But we have to remember that this is a situation that could go downhill very, very fast. So we have to take that into consideration and remember that, and take care of our future, right? Don't sit on our hands. Now, I wanted to share this with you, and that Crypto Quant's Bitcoin bull market cycle indicator just hit its lowest point since the FTX collapse. So would you say that the FTX collapse there was a bear market? Yes, right? When Bitcoin hit 15,000, the market had pulled back so much, you could say that we were in a bear market, right? And Bitcoin, from the high to the low, it dropped 76%. Now, we have not dropped 76% yet, and that could still happen. From the high to the low, Bitcoin dropped 52%. 76% would bring Bitcoin to about 30,000, right? Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I still think that this is a big enough sell-off to consider that we are in a bear market. And we haven't seen that since, we were back in the FTX zone. So, like I said, the market could continue to drop here, but it could also recover, right? We never had this, and because previous times when we had these lows in 2022 and 2019, right? This had come after the extreme red, right? The extreme red. We didn't experience the extreme red this time around. So maybe we won't see the extreme blue or the heavy blue this time around. That's what many investors are hoping for. We'll see. There's a lot of factors. Right now, for example, there's a 75% chance that the Supreme Court rules Trump tariffs are illegal. We've been, writing this for a few months already. Will the Supreme Court decide that the tariffs are illegal or not? And they keep not making a decision. Maybe soon we'll get a decision on that. And maybe soon we'll also get a decision on the Clarity Act. And maybe there'll be maybe a deal with Iran, between the US and Iran. Maybe all these things that have been weighing on the crypto markets will be removed, and then potentially we can breathe a little bit from a price action standpoint. Okay. Now, I just want to warn you about something that's happening right now. People are saying that they are getting letters, fake letters from Tracer and ledger letters with QR codes that lead to phishing sites designed to steal users' crypto wallets in recovery phases. So just be very careful. Never scan anything. Never, if something feels weird and you didn't ask for something, never enter your code. Never click on links that come from a source that you don't know. And even if it's a source that you don't know, DM them and ask them or call them and say, hey, what's this link that you posted? Is this actually you? It's real or not? I've seen a lot of fake websites again popping up, people that get their channels taken over and are posting this kind of live stream, XRP live stream, and there's these QR codes, and they also, that's a scam. So just be very careful out there and be suspicious of everything, right? It's better to be suspicious of everything and miss out on something or not click on something than not be suspicious and have a hack or have your wallet drained. Okay, so just be very careful out there. Don't forget to smash the like button. Check out the links in the description down below. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. Did you smash that like button? Let's try to get 2,000 likes on this video. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.